guys, it's your old Grandpa. Kicking back here again this afternoon. Up here by the mountain tall. How to throw a party tonight, have a ball. It's been pretty quiet lately, you know. The energies, of course, have been very intense. There's been a lot of shifts and changes going on, you know. We're like talking to folks out there in radio land and all that kind of stuff too, you know, helping folks get it together and figure out what's happening and seeing it inside of yourself. As always, that's the solution. I don't care who you're dealing with, what you're dealing with, you know. The solution's in here, inside of this carcass you call a body, you know. This little temple that houses your soul for a while, you know. This beautiful thing made in paradise. Take better care of it. It'll serve you good. You know what I mean? You know, a lot of you think I abuse mine. Hey, everything you take into your body, if you bless it, it's a blessing. Remember that. So when I say take care of your body a little better, your old carcass, what I'm talking about is give it some love, give it some energy, give it some life. Let it be more of a resilient part, a synchronistic part of yourself than something that seems a little removed from you. You know what I mean? Settle into it, sink into this flesh, this warmth, this love that we are right here in the center of our chest that radiates into the entirety of our being and surrounds our presence with golden love and light, you know. Maybe a little red in there too for some passion. Excuse me, I'm going to have a little smoke and prayer here while we're talking. But today we're here talking about letting it go. And you may not even know what letting it go is, what we letting go of, and why we letting it go. I mean, what's going on? Why should we let go of anything? Hang on to everything, you know? Be thrifty, loyal, and brave, and that kind of stuff. But I'm telling you guys, it is time to let go. And you know that old saying, let go, let God. Well, that's kind of it, but not exactly. Let go means stop struggling with your past, you know. Get into the present. Be right here, right now. It's far easier to let go of the past when you're in the present, when you are the presence in the present. You know what I mean? I know that all sounds tricky. So let's find a better way of putting it. You can be here now. You don't have to be anywhere else. You don't have to be in the past. You don't have to be in the future. You don't have to be worrying about what's going to happen, and you don't have to worry about what has happened. Whatever it was, the effects of it are there already, and you can minimize them even from this distant point, looking into the past, just by changing your attitude toward whatever happened. It's pretty simple, really, you know. So if you're, you know, living in a tormented past, or you've got a lot of resentments or traumas, weird behaviors going on, and you know it, you can see it, but you just can't let it go. Just keep sending love into that past. Be present here now. Take it home here right now. And love everything that you know, or see that you do. Love's not something you can manufacture. A lot of people think you do. A lot of people think you just conjure it up from inside, that it's a heavy-duty aspect of the imagination. Well, hell, it sure can be. But that's only one little element of love, you know. What I call real love just comes boiling up in you. It just becomes a part of you as you open to be it. It's kind of like what you feel. I hate to say it, but it's kind of like what you feel when you're dying. You know, as you're stepping out of the body, you feel the love coming at you. from what we call the spirit realm. And babies, it's a beautiful thing. And that's why, you know, it's so easy to die, because most folks, when they feel that love, they're out of here, you know. And I have to tell you, having been there a time or two or so in this life, it's not an easy thing. I mean, it's an easy thing to come back from, but it's not an easy thing to leave. You want to stay there in that love, you know. It's like the thing you've been looking for all of your life, all of a sudden you're dead, and there it is. Kind of strange how that happens. But what we want to do now, what we are doing, in fact, as the paradigm progresses, is we're like stepping into that realm without the necessary aspect of death. We're taking this perception with us, this world in which we live, if you will. You know, I call it a video game or a movie or a dream, because that's basically what we're living in. It's very malleable, very flexible, can be changed quite a bit. And because of some of the changes we're affecting now, the effects will ripple back through time, and we're undoing a lot. And that's why we can step forward, even though it seems right now, when you look around yourself, gloom and doom everywhere. I mean, you know, shoot. They want to impose marshals in our law and shit like that, you know. Hold us all down, let us never come back up, you know. I don't know what all that means. I don't even understand class warfare, but I see that's what it is. But who the hell cares? We don't have to live in that. We don't have to be that. We don't even have to give it any attention. It's not a part of us. It's some BS that somebody's invented somewhere to skewer us into staying here and being under somebody else's thumb. Is that what you want for yourself and your children and grandchildren? And do you want to continue the misery and suffering of the ages? Or do you just want to step out of it? Let it go. Now do you start seeing what we're letting go of? It's the trauma, it's the terror, it's the torment, it's the judgment we've held on ourselves and many others. It's seeing past the charade, the game that we've been playing, and that's what it's been, babies. I know it seems real as all get out, especially when somebody's standing there with a gun in your face or something. It brings it on home. But babies, it is a game. And when that somebody is standing there with a gun in your face, if you can stay in a loving state, despite the fear you might be feeling, you can completely affect the outcome. You'll say just the right words, you do just the right thing, and you'll diffuse the situation. The gun will disappear, or it won't fire. I mean, there's just a myriad of things that can happen. And many of you have been through moments like that. And, you know, you didn't exactly design them, but they happened, and you knew the angels were there helping you out. Been a lot of people gone through shit like that in this old world, you know? And come away to talk and tell about it. Well, having been a bit of a survivor myself, I know that feeling. I know where it goes, what it is, where it comes from. I mean, you know, been there, done that many times in my life, you know, for a little old Utah farm boy that I was in the beginning of time. This time anyway, man alive, I've certainly made some progression through life. Goodness gracious. But that was a raggedy start, of course, but it also set fire to my soul. You know, living in a pile of what I considered bullshit, you know, as a society, you know what I mean? And looking around me and seeing the incredible, what we later got to call an hypocrisy, but it's more than that. It's people unable to be what they say they want to be. But anyway, having stepped into that and lived in that, the hell which it was, you know, born a free spirit into a very restricted and structured society where everything's all figured out and all you got to do is buy the plant. you know, and then live it. You got to be it, you know. Zombie land, babies, zombie land. It really is. But having been born into that zombie land, baby, like I said, it set fire to my soul. And I wasn't going to hang around and take that shit and be that shit. I knew there was something better. Somewhere out in off that horizon, you know, far beyond the neon lights. You know what I mean? There wasn't many neon lights in my old town, maybe 3 of them. It was just a little cow town, man. I don't know, I tell you, born in Santa Claus, Arizona. Well, you got to get the humor in that, please. I mean, where else would you be born but Santa Claus, you know? And I don't know if you know about Santa Claus, Arizona, but it's this tiny little hellhole out in the middle of nowhere. It's between Kingman and Boulder Dam, off a highway, I think that's 93 there, and it's out in the middle of nowhere, and it's so... There's no place you'd ever want to be born, let alone grow up, let me tell you. It's too hot in the summer and too cold in the winter, and everything wants to stick you and kill you and flood you away. It's a strange country, but it's beautiful. It's magical in that country, and that's kind of why I use that little joke. The summation of it is Santa Claus is everywhere. And you as well as me too, you know. And the 8 tiny reindeer, by the way. 9 if you count Rudolph. So anyway, we find our motivation to get out by getting in too deep. And it's just like a spring, man. The deeper we get in, the harder it gets. The harder the trial, the more our desire. Deep and even unconscious maybe, but it gets conscious, baby. It does. But the more our desire to get out of it, to find something better. Because you know this ain't it. Well, let me tell you, babies, every one of you are living a life right now, and you know this ain't it. There may be a lot of satisfaction in it. For some of you fortunate souls, most people are dissatisfied as all get out. They hate what they're doing. I don't even know why they do it. You know, we all should go on strike. Say, we're not going to go back to work till you give us something we love. I don't think we'd ever go back to work again, not like that. But we'll restructure it a little more gently than that. We don't need huge, but we should. Oh, definitely should let them know they ain't getting away with it. You know, there is a way to do that without people getting harmed, you know. We just got to show them a little of our power, a little of our blessing power. Because this is what you're doing. When you're diffusing violence, when you're diffusing the energies of anger and war, even inside of yourself, you're using the empowerment of love. I mean, you know, what else would it be? You're sharing blessings with your enemy. When it says bless your enemy, that's what it fucking means, man. Is to send them blessings. Let them see you as the innocent children that you are. Let them see themselves in the same way. Let it happen in a righteous way. And the military things go away. The guns dissolve, disappear, get dropped on. Nobody wants to shoot anybody. I mean, shoot, guys. That's empowerment. When you learn to share blessings with those that hate you. Enough to drop bombs on you, kill you, control you, lock you up and torment you. I mean, good grief. You know, if we really had to worry that much about that paradigm, babies, I'd be checking out. It's not worthy of us. Not at this stage of our lives. We've come far, far, far through the suffering and the ages of darkness. We put up with everything. Why should we have that as a culmination? I mean, that's just pure insanity, you know? And we've been there, done that. How many times now? Baby, it's in the thousands. You know, they don't tell you a true history here. They don't know it for the most part, but if they do, they hide it. The people that so-called educate you, and that doesn't mean your teachers are evil, but it means the people that behind the philosophies that the teachers are taught may not have our best interests at heart at all times. To put it mildly. So babies, see yourself in this life as you really are. See the motivations you're giving yourself, and you'll find it far easier to let go. But the real trick to letting go is to see what you're stepping into. It's like that I talk about when you're dying. And you know your soul's separating from the body. And all of a sudden you feel this tremendous love. You may even see the beings that are there to receive you. And babies, no matter how rotten it's been, it makes it a good life. And you're willing to let it go then. Because you understand that there's love in everything. Because there's love in you at that time. And look at the life you just lived. And the love is there waiting for you. You know, it's like that. This is the dynamic of the new world that we're stepping into. This is what we're bringing into ourselves because it already lives there. It already is us. So when I say it's not something we imagine, but it's as real as you can imagine, what I'm saying is it comes from the heart. And the heart is the ultimate imagination because that creates. That's what creates us. And makes us the living entities that we are. That's what creates all the entities around us. Love, this central love, great spirit in each and every being. We personify it outside of ourselves and try to make it into the spiritual boogeyman that's there to make us behave. Something along those lines. And that just isn't so. You know better. Because now, and this is why sometimes this change feels like death, because you're having to let go of everything that you've known in this life. I mean, it's done it to me again and again, and it'll do it again yet. You let go of it all. You just be. You dedicate your soul to this heart, but you get to love. And that's what drives you to do that. Because you're not really dedicating anything to anything. You're already there. So it's really just an acknowledgement of what you're doing. And then it makes it far easier to do. And you no longer have to worry. You're covered. You're recovered. And you're coming out of it fast. So babies, catch this wave. Catch this vibe. Stay in this tribe. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. Don't be fooled by the torment you see around you, or even inside of you. Settle it here. Feel that gracious love. Let it come into it because it's already there. It is your heart. It is your love. It's who you are. No matter how dark you've been, or how bright, or how phony. You know, whatever it is we've been, we've done it for good reasons, somewhere there in the background. And there's always this love within it. And you can undo the harm that's been done if you've done it by undoing the harm in yourself. Loving yourself enough to let it go. Feeling the love enough in yourself to let it go. That's the secret. That's the trick. That's the reality that we're stepping into, and that's how. And the why, of course, is because we love it, and it's time. Babies, Papa's rocking and rolling with you. We're all going through it together. And here's to a happy after party coming right up. Ooh, I look forward to seeing y'all there. It's going to be so much fun. Till next time, babies. Rock and roll can soothe your soul.